Hey everybody, welcome back to D-Zoned. So before we start, I'd just like to kind of take a few minutes to just sort of blabber into the microphone. So I'd like to first start out by giving a huge congratulations to Decino. If you haven't seen his update video yet, then, well, he's gonna be a dad. Kind of crazy stuff, but anyway, I wish him and his family the best. I would also like to extend my thanks, because well, if you saw the video, you'd know why, but he ended up giving me a shout out in his kind of channel announcement video, which was just absolutely wild. So many new faces on the channel, and I just, man, like that just kicks ass. But anyway, if you're one of them, welcome aboard. Hope you find something you like here. And because he ended up kind of shouting out this series in particular, I figured I'd kind of give just a little bit of an introduction, because I don't think I've ever done that. It just kind of, I don't know, it was one of those things where like a few months after I started actually uploading Doom content to this channel, I mean, this kind of started on a whim. I think it started as like a suggestion in the comments thread, and it just sort of evolved. But anyway, back in, I guess I'll start with a story. So back in the mid-90s, there were a lot of just shovelware CDs, just things that you would see just, I don't know, unlike the end stops at like your local Best Buy or whatever your local electronics store is, or national store. Best Buy isn't exactly local. But it would just be, like, the end caps would be just filled with these CDs. It'd be like 2,000 fonts, 1,000 pieces of clip art, all this other stuff. Just collections and collections, like large numbers. Like the advertisement would always be just the number of things you get. And it would always be just this inflated value or whatever. But, I mean, Doom, because it was such a popular game, was no exception to this. And that's what D-Zone is. It was essentially WizardWorks, the company that made it, going on to all these services like AOL, CompuServe, the Walnut Creek CD-ROM FTP site, which is actually kind of eventually became id Games. Just various places, downloading WADs, burning them onto a CD, adding in like a little launcher and all that stuff. Kind of minimal effort stuff. But I'm kind of two minds with these discs, because on one hand, they, well, let's be honest, they just took a bunch of people's work wholesale and sold it for profit, which obviously not cool, because the authors of the levels didn't actually make anything. Now, on the positive side, that did open up custom maps to people who either didn't have an internet connection or, well, I mean, nobody had a fast internet connection back then. It was all dial-up modem. I guess if you were lucky, you might have a university connection, but I kind of doubt it would be like it is nowadays. So, yeah, I mean, just go in, buy a disc with 1,000 WADs. It's the same stuff you'd find on AOL or anywhere else. But yeah, and because it was the 90s, because you figured like one of the early level editors didn't come out until like early 94. These are all very early WADs. People were still coming to grips with the tools. They were kind of just sort of making their own way. It's not like nowadays where we have kind of very well published standards. It was just a very experimental time. So I kind of see these discs as being a bit of a time capsule here in glorious 2023. And it's a lot of fun kind of going in there, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't. I actually, during this series, saw some concepts that were surprisingly modern for what they were. And that's really part of the fun, that exploration. So as for how this works, I wrote a utility in C# called the WADinator. And if we start it up, it'll just randomly pick a file from those that huge collection of stuff. Now, as you can see here, skipped deathmatch map. It does have some detection in there. I currently have the threshold set to 10. If there's like fewer than 10 enemies, it'll just assume it's a deathmatch map and automatically skip over it. It's, I don't know, it's a reasonably okay system. Like, it'll detect for maps not having an exit, stuff like that. But it did skip this one, and it brought us to BOOGERS.WAD. Oh, this is going to be an episode, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it is. So, it's in D-Zone, the D-Zone 3 disc, which I think was the... I always forget if that was the latest one or D-Zone Gold. but it's for the original Doom, BOOGERS.WAD. It replaces E2M5, has a little command line parameter because, yes, obviously I'm using command line here. And this is one thing that was actually contributed by a member of the community, the text file detection. So what we're going to do is take a look at the original text file and see what it has in store for us. I'm almost worried. Title, Boogers. All the good names were taken for Doom 1. Authors, John Jablonski, aka the Idle Fool. Miscellaneous author info, now an employed mechanical engineer. I had nothing better to do at the time, so I made a WAD. Smiley face. Description. You start off aboard your UAC Marine transport. Out of a crew of 4, 2 have already gone down to the surface and failed to report in at the predetermined time. Your third crewmate has just left the brig day when the ship suddenly goes on red alert. You try to hail him, but you can't. You fear he's dead. Somehow the Hellspawn have boarded the ship. Your only hope is to get down to the planet's surface and destroy the generator room. You take a deep breath, pull out your pistol, and prepare for the worst. Additional credits to id, creators of Doom, Raphael Quinet, Do 5.21. I think I'm pronouncing that right. No one's corrected me yet, so just take that for what it is. And Colin Reed for the node builder. Good old BSP. Play information. Okay, we already know how to do that. Episode and level. E2M5. Why not? Single player, yes. Cooperative, deathmatch, yes and yes. These are both supported, but not recommended. I just got tired of Do telling me to put in all 4 player starts and 4 DM starts. Difficulty settings, yes. 1 to 2 for my little sister. 3, 4, and 5 for the rest of us. Oh, you mean to tell me you played Nightmare? I kind of doubt that. New sounds, graphics, and music. No, no, and no. Demos replaced. None. Miscellaneous. Definitely a single-player PWAD. Too many walk-triggered ceilings, etc. to make multiplayer play reasonably. Or reasonable. Blech. Of course, it could probably be modified by adding a few more switches, but this is designed for only 1 player. Maybe my next undertaking. This is my first WAD, so any comments, especially criticism, are welcome and encouraged. This was a new level from scratch. Build time was many, many moons. 3 or 4 months on and off. Editors used, Do 5.21cc, BSP 1.2x. Known bugs, none. If by chance one rears its ugly head, please let me know. I like that, copyright and permissions. I don't care. Well, that's, I don't know. Seems like it could be fun. But generally those are famous last words. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's go ahead and... Oh yeah, that was the other thing too that WADinator does. So because like the normal music is kind of, well, we've heard it a bajillion times, I just have a music directory set aside. I dumped a bunch of MIDIs in there, so it'll just randomly pick one. So what it did in this case is in E2M5, we're going to be listening to I Don't Want You to Leave, Regretful Edit by Viscera Maelstrom. And for the intermission screen, we've got Garden by Stewboy. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, it's kind of creative use of the sky texture there. Not too shabby. It's like red alert and stuff. All right, so we actually have a level that has a pretty okay visual style. I mean, for the time being, editing tools were pretty rudimentary. I think that's one of those things you could never truly appreciate, like, well, like at the time. Like this little Doom cute chair here. Just getting the scaling right. I mean, without having some sort of 3D viewer. And the other thing too... Oh, here we go. The other thing too is that actually getting the level in engine to test it. Ooh, I don't like the dark. I don't like the darkness. But getting the level in engine to test it took a not insignificant amount of time on like a 486. So, yeah. Things were very different. I mean, it is funny because technically speaking, a lot of the stuff that we have now, like, I mean, you figure back to Saturn X, it could have technically been made in Do. You know, it could have technically been built on a 486. But yeah, there were just a lot of things out there that kind of just made it, well, unlikely, to say the least. And this one does seem to be kind of making an attempt to simulate a somewhat realistic location. One where all the lights went out, and apparently somebody was too damn lazy to replace them. Ah, well, what you gonna do? Those don't open. Although, it's interesting how they're appearing on the map. Probably weird line of sight quirk. I don't know. So, what did that switch do? Kinda wondering if it maybe opened one of the rooms up here. Oh. Gee, thank you. Ow. Dick. Oh, jeez. The author of this really loves to play with the lighting, doesn't he? Jeez. Fortunately, I mean, this is dark on like a modern LCD. Imagine what this would have looked like on like a crappy CRT from the day. Probably not good. Either way, it's not bad. Texturing is kind of a bit samey. Well, you got that unfortunate misalignment. Again, you didn't have like flat previews in classic editors like you do in Ultimate Doom Builder and such. So the only way to know if things were misaligned was either to not know about the 64 by 64 grid setting, that everything had to align on that, or to just fire it up in the engine and see how it looked. I don't think I could possibly overstate how big of a deal the visual editor in Doom Builder was. Oh, great. Now, anyone who's watched this channel for any length of time knows that one of my favorite pastimes is shotgunning barons. It's not, that was sarcasm. There we go. Ah, crap. I accidentally grabbed the freaking med kit. Sorry, medikit. Yeah, this one, it kind of just seems like you walk around and things sort of just trigger. Which, I mean, I guess it drives things forward, and it's not like it's difficult to navigate. I'd say this thing's biggest problem is the lighting. It just feels so flat. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you think the inside area would be a little darker, but oh well, what you gonna do? Generally speaking with these, I mostly judge the actual gameplay, with visuals being kind of a secondary. Because the way I look at it, texturing's samey, but the gameplay is fun. Well, you still have a fun map. If the map looks absolutely drop-dead gorgeous, and it's basically all of its keycards are hidden behind mandatory secrets, well, then you've got, well, basically a beautiful looking map that is just a complete pain in the ass to play. So I don't know. So anyway, unfortunately now we're, what in the world? Oh, hi. I wonder if something else opened up over here. It did. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It kind of feels like the author was going for something that felt scripted. It's kind of an oddball thing in the 90s, I suppose. I'm not sure if I'm really digging how it was pulled off. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What the? Oh, alright. Author definitely does love the, like, little dark spaces, though. Like these caves and such. But I think just in general with this series, like, I think the modern Doom community would be oh, Spectre. Lol. There's only room for one of them around here. But yeah, I think the modern Doom community would be kind of surprised at how, like, decent some of these maps are. So I don't know. Oh, great. 2 barons, because 1 wasn't enough. Oh, shoot. This area doesn't even show up on the map. How exciting. That's 20 damaging floor. Awesome. My favorite. Also, my nukage rhythm is complete crap, so, don't mind me. So, I guess we'll just go down here and flank the Barons? Oh, great. So this is all probably 20 damaging floor. And we've got a rad suit. A potentially leaky rad suit. Well, at least we have that. I don't know so much about the invisibility, but yeah, you know. Oh, haha. I'm smart. Whoa. Okay, one down, and this guy should be pretty well damaged. God. It's nothing like when you have the invisibility and they just, like, launch it perfectly at you. Just funny, I guess. Alright, now what? So we've, I keep forgetting that there's no map. It doesn't... I mean, we probably just have to go back. Something probably opened up. Maybe. I don't know. What about down here? No. Nothing opened up there. So I guess let's just keep going? Wait. I heard something move. Oh, okay. Alright, so... yeah, I heard that open up. Jeez. Good use of ambushes. I'm really liking that, actually. Oops. Figured that Spectre would have been taken care of by now, but, oh well. There we go. At least this area, thanks to the texture, isn't quite as impossible to see as the inside of our little spaceship. Oh, hey! Red key. Everything went around full circle. Alright, who woke up? Is there like a... I have no idea. Wonder if there's like a shoot-throughable wall. Just make up our own words. Why not? I think that... yep, you're still alive. Oh, yeah. Using that as a waterfall texture. I mean, this is Doom 1. You had to do what you had to do. Right. So now we're going up here. Is there a key or anything? No. Sigil eye. Okay. That seemed a little bit unnecessary, but that's okay. Ah, yeah. And this is one of the occasional visual issues you run into. It's because the lighting is so flat and the texturing is all the same. Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of this looks very samey. Thankfully, Doom does have an auto map. I think that's one of the things that a lot of these 94 WADs are really good at doing, is giving you an appreciation for lighting. Because a lot of them... oh, okay. Probably because they tended to... well... huh, okay. Probably because... on Earth? Oh. But yeah, I think with a lot of these, because previewing them was so time-consuming, they generally didn't spend a whole lot of time on the lighting. And people didn't know about, like, well, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if they did, but... like the refresh trick that people kind of discovered after the Doom source code release. I mean, that wouldn't have mattered because we were all running DOS. It was all single tasking. Alright. I don't know who's teleporting, but they better knock it off. I don't think there's anywhere I can really... oh, hi. No, but seriously, where are they... where is the teleporter? Or I should say, okay, better question, why are they teleporting multiple times? Unless there's a lot of different destinations? Okay. Can't say I'm entirely sure what's going on here, but that's okay. Wouldn't be the first time, or the last time. Ooh. Yeah, epic two-sided wall run. About Okay, so that came down. How does that help me? Wait, do I have to hit this and then run upstairs, maybe? Oh, nope, right here. Didn't even have to go that far. Blue key acquired. I mean, it almost seems like there's just a teleporter inside of the monster closet, and they just keep teleporting around inside of there. Just a little strange. Oh, piss. Die, please. Honestly, chain gun would have probably been a better option. Ah, oh. Yeah, I'm kind of getting the vibe for what's going on now. I don't know why this is going on, but it is. Alright, well, I have the blue key now. Let's just go up and forget that that ever happened, shall we? Yes, please. Let's go. Well, this almost feels like it's going to be a cyber demon fight. Probably in that big one in the center, if I had to guess. Waste of 12. I can live with that. And still primarily using the shotgun. That is another trope with these older maps. They did tend to heavily use the shotgun. Like, getting the chain gun alone just always seemed to be kind of a rarity. And, there it is! Haha! Alright, so... Okay. Great, we're gonna be rocket dueling. But anyway, getting the chain gun is, a bit of a rarity. And, ooh, that was a little close-ish. And then if you get one, then getting ammo is kind of a rarity. I don't know. Why do I get the feeling there was like a secret plasma rifle or something that I should have gotten? Can you... right between them. Oh well. I think I'll... Well, I don't remember how many it takes, but I might have enough. Please. I hope I have enough. I wish I would have found the thing that you're supposed to use the cells on. And my aim is kinda crap, not gonna lie. Oh, great. Oh, sweet. And the finisher. Time for a new episode of Humiliating the Cyber Demon. Kinda. Yeah, I don't really know. Unless you were meant to just leave the room and go back. Always a possibility. Alright, so now I have to figure out this mess. We might be here for a while. Alright, maybe not. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was going back this way and then going up here. Right. How exciting. And... Huh. Well, that is the exit. Where the heck are the other enemies? So one thing I'll generally do... So when I get to the exit... Just drop a save real quick. Okay, yeah, there's like a whole thing up... Okay, that's the monster closet right up there. Very, very abstract monster closet. But yeah, I'll use IDDT and kind of work out exactly where... Or exactly what I might have missed. Okay, I wonder if you jump across there. Alright, well let's go back there. So that's the thing, a lot of the secrets in these older maps tend to be very, oblique, I guess would be a polite way of putting it. So, well, I guess it hasn't been too bad with this one so far. But, now we are going to have to make the run back, I suppose, yep. Yeah, it's got to be... I think it is, that's the only thing I could think of, is just jump from there to there. But yeah, it's like, how are you going to find that just playing casually? I don't see how. Alright, so... Here. And... Just kind of... Wait a minute. Something's afoot. How does that open? This is all closed off. Oh. Kind of seems like this is a one-time thing. If you miss it, that's it. You don't have a second chance. That's a little annoying, but oh, that's a soft lock. Okay. Great. Unless no, that doesn't, you can't even go anywhere in there. Alright, let's try the doors with the fist real quick. Probably just never anticipated that the player would go back into this area, but yeah, if you end up going back here to try to get those other secrets, then yeah, you're stuck. Alright, let's just no-clip through the wall. Oh. Wait, where is this? And this is like an area that's very... Oh, one of those things. Okay. So you'd have to know to come over here. Know that there's a slow lift that you have to wait for. And... Okay, I guess, yeah, you would just go... Oh, no, 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 I want to go down! And, yeah, so this is probably another sector that closed off. Yeah, this whole thing closed off. Alright, well, maybe the concept is the cave closes in behind you? I don't know. But that's probably what the author meant in the text file, where he said that he could have added in some switches to kind of make sure that didn't happen. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that is what it is. I'll bet this is probably where the plasma rifle or BFG or whatever is. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Heard something move. Oh, ha. It's way easier than I was trying to make it. Alright, so that was the red key door. When did I get the... Yeah, I guess I... Oh yeah, that's right. I jumped from the red key into this section. It's kind of one of those weird unmarked secrets, because, I mean, as you can see in the corner, the map does not have any marked secrets. Awesome. Well, so there's an invulnerability sphere if you happen to need that. Why is the... Okay, so the lava is pretty low damaging floor. But like that slime in the other room was 20. Ah, bazoik. Yeah, buddy. Alright, what's over here? Wow. Come on. Die. Why won't you die? Alright, there we go. Oh, now we're back on the ship. I mean, that's a thing that happened. So what does this do? Oh. I see. Well, we might be here for a while. Still 13 enemies. I mean, I could do another IDDT. Yeah, I don't have the items showing. No, I mean, the soul sphere is nice. What the... Okay. And down we go, I guess? Ow. I guess the enemies are just kind of scattered all over the place. What a weird sequence. Oh well. I mean... It worked, I guess. There's nothing else over there. Alright, let me just do one of these. Just figure out what on earth... Okay, there's another thing in there that I apparently didn't clear out. Jeez, oh man. Don't underestimate the dark areas, I suppose. So that was the one that was... Okay, so this one's open now. So I guess if you do manage to find that whole secret sequence, maybe you're not soft-locked? Or... cells and a shotgun. Alright, well, I mean... Oh, thank goodness. But here, medikit. I'm still trying to figure out why we're getting all these cells. But anyway. Oh, yeah. And with that area there, it still seems like that... Oh, okay. Right. Because this area collapsed. Sure, let's just do some no-clip shooting at these imps. Why not? That seems fair. Now... Still no... plasma-type weapon. Very curious. Oh, there's... Oop. Yeah, what the hell. I don't normally use overlay. Because I prefer having, like, the higher contrast. But, ow. I have no idea why the author gives so many cells. There's gotta be just, like, this little cubby I missed. Or it's something incredibly obvious. Both are equally likely, if we're being honest. Okay. Oh, balls. Yeah, those are all corpses. So one was like a shotgun or something. This is like one of those things, like, I don't need this now, obviously. I've got all the kills, got all the items. I've got the non-secret secret. But holy crap, I am just really curious now. Why we have so many cells. There's gotta be something. Yeah, just go through the wall, why not? Alright, so trees. I don't know. Just do it in the cheapest way possible, am I right? Damn right I'm right. Okay. Nothing in here, because remember this was just something completely random. And then over here was that weird exit sequence. Nothing plasma related in like any of these sections. Okay. Anything? No, those are just bodies. Because that was that part 2 of that weird teleport sequence. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... Unless it's one of those cases where they give you like a plasma rifle on the lower difficulties, but not... Wait. Is that it right up there? On the bridge? All the way over there? Is that like one of the reasons they bring you back to the ship? Because you see the bridge has that little extension next to it. What in the world? Oh, it was armor. Okay, and I actually grabbed it through the wall. Perfect. Okay, so the one area here, that was what took us down to the initial thing. So that also seems to be permanently sealed off. Okay. It's just such a strange map. I mean, it's very ambitious, obviously. But... boy, oh boy, does it have some twists and turns and some kind of unfortunate decisions. I think this was a medikit right here, right? Yeah. Alright, well anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of call it there. Just make the final victory run towards the exit, I suppose. If anyone happened to see something that I didn't, which is, I mean, you know, definitely not outside the realm of possibility, please leave a comment and let me know. Or if you just happen to just take the file apart and see if there's anything else included that I might have missed. But yeah, I am not seeing anything. Go ahead and just turn overlay off before I get confused. There we go. And into the exit we go. Alright, well that was an interesting map. It wasn't bad, but it definitely had issues. Definitely above average. Most of the issues I had, I'd say, were visual. Well, okay, maybe not most of them, but it was a little bit, like, the navigation was a little bit strange, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, generally, you didn't have to go back, like, more than a room or two, which is better than hitting a switch and then having to run across the map to kind of figure out what it did. It was a little strange that we got so many cells, but no obvious plasma gun, which kind of made the fight with the Cyber Demon a bit on the tedious side. Which I guess in the era before circle strafing, that would have been a very harrowing fight. Overall, like, the level design, I mean, I don't think... The lighting, I think, was maybe a bit contrasty. Like, there wasn't really... Like, some of the sections that were full bright shouldn't have really been full bright, like, especially when you're going into caves. But then the caves also felt maybe a little bit too dark in some places. I don't know. That one's kind of a tricky one, because I didn't really have a hard time seeing. I'm kind of thinking maybe a little bit too much from just past experience with crappy CRTs again. I don't know, it wasn't bad though. Wasn't bad at all. Generally, I have more positive experiences with this one than negative ones. And especially considering it was the author's first work, I mean, that was one hell of a way to just come in swinging. So I don't know, I think as far as score goes, I'm going to give this one, let's go with an 8 out of 10. There were just, actually no, let's go 8.5. 8.5. That feels a bit more right. Because, I mean, the map didn't require any, weird logic, like leaps of logic to solve. And, just in general, it was kind of a fun experience. It felt like the author was maybe trying to be, like, deliver a little bit too much of a scripted experience. Which is only kind of like, there's... God, let me rethink my phrasing there. The capacity of the original Doom engine, especially with the knowledge back then, you know, was a bit on the limited side, so it kind of worked. I don't know if closing off other parts of the level was necessarily the best approach. Like, I think I probably would have leaned towards a 9 if it weren't for that, but... And plus there's that soft lock, which... that's kind of bad. Now I'm kind of thinking 8 again. How about 8.25? Okay, final score. 8.25 out of 10. Yeah, why not? We'll just do one of those things. Mostly because of the soft lock. But anyway, it's enough arguing with myself. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. It's been kind of a good one. Not going to lie. I would like to see this one kind of given maybe some modern polish. Because I think there's a pretty good base here. I think it just needed maybe a bit of expansion and maybe a few more eyes on it. Because that was another thing that was kind of tricky back then. You know, you needed a pretty powerful PC to be able to play Doom. And so you couldn't just... And online communities were a bit more secular, so you couldn't really just hand it off to people in most cases. But yeah, I think with a bit more polish, this could have probably been like a 9 to a 10. But overall, very good first effort on the author's part. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome to anyone who's new to this channel. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.